Okay, guys, welcome to our team call for Wednesday, April 11th. I'm really excited for tonight because I've been fangirling myself over Emily for a while now. I just love, she's really natural at this. I watch her Instagram stories and I just relate to what she shares. She has two dogs who are the cutest thing ever. She's really into her fitness game right now. I shared your transformation with my team today. I'm sure they were all wowing over it. I'm super jealous you're doing 80-day obsession. I'm still not quite cleared for that after my crazy recovery with the baby stuff, but soon, so I'm super jealous. But when I reached out to her, I said, hey, would you be willing to speak on our call? And I know she's busy, and she said yes, so we're going to swap team calls. There's just a couple things that I want to go over with you guys tonight super quick. I want to be less than 5 minutes. And then I have a question for Emily that I told her I'd ask her because I'm really intrigued to get to know her and her business and how she's been able to crush it. So do we have any recognition shout outs that you guys want to do for tonight? I know we saw some rank advancements. I think someone posted. I saw Erin post one. You can unmute yourself if you want. Erin, it says you are unmuted, but I don't hear you. I know. I see your mouth moving. Let me try my headphones. I want to make sure I give you guys the chance to shout out.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, yay. I don't know why it wasn't working. Well, I want to shout out Genevieve for hitting Emerald rank. Woohoo!
That's amazing. Congrats. I know you guys have been working really hard on that. And if you guys didn't see, I made a post asking Emeralds what their biggest tip was for our team. And that thread is awesome. And Genevieve just went and posted her answer. And I think it might be one of my favorites. So if you guys are pushing for Emerald and above, go check out that thread. I know I've been sharing a ton, but I do a lot of cluster work and I'm super proud of you guys. So congratulations to you and Genevieve. Anyone else? I try not to go too fast because sometimes I cut people off, but let me know if there's any more. I just made an event in our team page. You guys will probably start to see more events popping up in Dreamcourt because I think it's easier than creating another group. So we're already all on the team page. We don't need more groups necessarily. It's kind of hard to manage everything that's going on. So I'm doing the book club that we're doing and the diamond push in the event. I just created the Coach Summit 2018 group, and I will share my screen with you guys and show you what you will get if you guys are coming to Summit with us. I just ordered these. I'm super stoked. I don't know how many people we're going to have coming this year, so let's hope I ordered enough. But they're these really cool Dreamcourt pins that you'll be able to put on your lanyard. So I think we had almost 80 coaches there last year from our team. So I ordered 100, assuming that's how many we'll have. And if you see someone with that pin, you know that they're from our clan. So I'm excited to give those to you guys. We'll have a little coach meetup. And there's so many new coaches that told me that they're coming. So the way that it's very important that you turn on notifications in the event because events are a little weird in the team page. It doesn't notify you that Colleen posted unless you have notifications turned on for each event. So that's my tip for you because I don't want anyone to miss our coach meetups. I always do a coach meetup after some parties or, before sessions. We always have to do a team photo, of course, as our team grows. So please turn on notifications so you don't miss the meetups. I have a couple dates to give you guys. So the book club for Girl Wash Your Face, such a badass book, is an event in our team page. That's where I'm going to be pushing you guys to be hitting Emerald and Diamond. So if you're not in that event and you don't have that book, that's where the magic is going to happen. That's where you can push for your next rank to qualify for our team retreat that's happening in Tahoe in August. And so my goal in doing that is next week on April 18th for our next team call, we're going to do a recruiting workshop. I want to teach you guys my tips and tricks for recruiting, what's worked for me over the years. It's probably the top question I get from you guys, and I put together a whole workshop. So that's going to be next week. And it's important to write this next date down because it's going to go hand in hand. April 26th, we're going to do a What is Coaching event. So basically a sneak peek. I'm kind of sick of calling things sneak peeks, but What is Coaching behind the scenes. I have all new videos that I made for you guys. And I decided to, I don't know if you guys know this, but Jessica, the one that I did the Become a Coach workshop with last time, Jessica Scott, she's kind of stepped back from coaching. Not hating on it or whatever, but I just don't think that it's a good representation of someone who isn't going gung-ho with Beachbody anymore. So I'm not going to be using that group. Love her, she's a great friend, but I just decided I'm just going to do it myself for now because I'm really passionate about recruiting. So all of those things together, super excited. Oh, thanks, Erin. I thought it was cute. It's not my idea. I won't give myself the credit. Someone else did it, so I copied them. But okay, I want to introduce Emily so I can shut up. Like I said, I've been watching her. She is a great person to follow on Instagram stories. She does a great job of sharing the balance of being a dog mom and having fun and talking about her food. And, you know, when she goes out and about, it's not just about being a Beachbody coach. So for everyone that stresses out about what to share, how do I not sell, and just have fun with how awesome our job is, I think she's an amazing person to follow. And if I just called you Erin, sorry, I meant to say Emily. We were just talking to Emily. So I asked her to speak to us on how she's helping her new coaches because she's been a coach for 4 years. She was a diamond in March. That was like yesterday. She is now 5-star qualifying, going to be 7-star qualifying tomorrow. Guys, that's a huge deal. It took me years of my career to put that all together. So if you're like, what the heck is a 7-star diamond? That means that she has helped 7 other coaches create the rank of diamond in their business. Not easy to do. So she's number 7 in the network. Let me say that again. Number 7 in the whole network right now. I love that she added in here because I was going to ask her. She's 26 years old. I think when I started when I was 27, my 26-year-old brain probably wasn't even thinking about creating a $1 million business or, you know, creating a successful online business. And I just watch her crush it. So it doesn't matter your age. If you want it, you can do it. I think she's the perfect person for that. She's a Success Club legend. And I asked if it was okay for when we start the call, if I could ask her what helped her make the switch from going from a diamond to a 7-star. So Emily, I'd love to hear.
Okay. So I thought about that a lot after you asked me. And so I first want to say mindset was a huge thing and confidence, but how that even happened was literally being a product of the product and getting myself back first, mentally and physically. You guys, I was a coach for 4 years before any of this happened. And so I had a 1 diamond last year, she canceled. I think I had a diamond the year before that, she canceled. And so I was never really consistent with creating leaders. I honestly felt like it was luck every time I had a diamond. It wasn't anything that I did. And so where I've seen the biggest jump and what really changed for me was when after I saw results. And you will actually go through my Instagram and you can see the switch in the confidence and the way I started talking about things and how I showed up. I'm really flattered that you said that about me about my Instagram stories, but it hasn't always been like that. I haven't always been as good at sharing the opportunity and confident in myself because I didn't believe in it fully. And it took me really doing a program, 100% nutrition and workouts, showing my whole social media that to really get that confidence and understanding of how amazing these products really are. Because now when I talk to people, I'm not yeah, it's a great program. And then telling them what I think it is. I am speaking from my heart, because I saw this completely change my life. And my followers saw it completely change my life too. I'm not just telling them, they saw it. And I feel one of my biggest tips as far as getting coaches started right is I get so many people that come to me cool, I want to be a coach, but I want to wait till after the 80 days. And I'm just honest with them. Usually I write back, that's your biggest mistake. That's honestly what I write back to them right away. And they're why? And I'm because I saw my business and my life change by sharing every step of the way with them. And you guys, I'm talking on day 1, I posted a picture of myself in a sports bra and spandex with way too much going on down here. I was 21 pounds heavier. And I just said, I'm owning it. This is day 1. You'll never see me like this again. And that was I think to this day, one of my most engaged posts on Facebook. And I was so like, almost didn't post it. Even my coach texted me after, she's like, that is your best post you've ever put up. And like, I was so insecure in that. Right. But people saw that day one and they were watching. And I'll tell you what, people might not like your posts, comment on your posts, but they're watching. I get people still to this day. I watched your whole 80 days. I was waiting for you to quit. I was waiting for you to cheat at Disney World. I was waiting for you to have cake on your birthday, and you didn't. And, you know, and I'm like, well, who are you? You never liked to post, because back then I didn't have as many followers. I'm like, you never liked to post or commented. Like, who are you? But they were watching. And I made it a point to put up, like, I would put up a transformation every Sunday night from like day one until day 80. And I'm telling you, even if I didn't feel like I looked different, even if my back rolls were a little bit smaller, I would post that. And like, I had people in my inbox on Sunday nights, hey, where's this transformation? You know, how much weight did you lose this week or whatever? And so my biggest tip is getting coaches started right away, like with 80. So if they're 50 pounds away, great. That's a perfect opportunity to show people that this program works right in front of their eye, like your audience's eyes. And so that's what I do as soon as people sign up as like with the challenge. I offer them the coaching opportunity, tell them how it changed my business from sharing my whole journey. I always say people relate to the journey, not the destination. You know, like I feel like if in the past I would have saw someone's transformation and they lost 50 pounds, I'm like, okay, cool, how'd you get here? You know, like that's amazing, but I didn't see it happen. So it's kind of hard for me to believe you didn't like maybe take the pill or use a wrap, or, you know, maybe this is actually 2 years of progress. You know what I mean? So, if I could give anyone advice, it's getting their coaches started right away. You know, maybe just needs to gain muscle, fine. Maybe they need to lose 50 pounds, fine. But starting on day one, sharing everything. And the only way I feel like they know how to do that is by watching you do it. And I feel like I get this question all the time is, how do you get coaches started right? Telling them to do exactly what changed my business. And that was share every step of the way. And just to give you guys some tips, like, and ideas of what I did, not only did I post my transformations every week, but I shared what was going on in my life fully. Like we went to Disney World for 8 days, shared what I ate at Disney World. One day I couldn't find weights because we stayed at a hotel without a gym. My husband went and found me 10 and 20 pound rocks to squat. We put that on social media so people like could see every part of my life. And I was really open about what was going on in my life too. So they knew that I wasn't just living this perfect life. And of course I could get through 80 days because nothing bad happens. No, I shared everything bad that was going on, everything good. So they knew that I was going through stuff too and could stick with it. So that means they could as well. And another thing I stuck with was like sharing, like not just body transformations, but like my face, because that was the biggest compliment I was getting right away is, Emily, your face looks different. Share my legs. People love that. They love seeing my leg transformation. You know, you have to give your audience something different that not every other coach is giving them, because there's so many Beachbody coaches. And so you have to give them something different than, you know, just a usual before and after. So if you think your arms are looking different, your shoulders, share that, you know. I think I've shared every part of my body like the transformation because everything changed. But I always say, like, you can't expect your coaches to know how to do that unless you do it first. So is that kind of help, Colleen?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. I was going to write something in the comments, but it's funny because I remember when I first started, I was so afraid to not have results because I took that before picture, and I made a post about this the other day where I said I committed to coaching and I promised myself I would not give up. Because like Emily said, people are waiting for you to quit. They're waiting to watch you when it gets hard. They're waiting for you to have a bad week and not show up. But I always try to teach everyone as a Beachbody coach that you can serve people by sharing your hard journey. By sharing the hard. It's not about you always. Sometimes we have to get our head out of our own butt, get out of our own way. And remember that if you share the heart of your life and sharing your transformation consistently every week, that's ballsy, because what if you don't, like, if you feel like, oh, I can have extra peanut butter this week, or I can have some birthday cake and it's not really going to matter. But if you know you're going to show up on Sunday and you need to show results, it was the same thing for me in the beginning. I was determined to have that after picture, and I had no idea what I was capable of. So if there's anyone out there who's kind of fallen off in their business and hasn't ever completed a program or a newer coach, that before and after picture, like nowadays, I've been doing this almost 5 years, my fitness results matter, especially postpartum. But I will say that in the beginning, it probably matters most when you make the decision to go all in. And that's exactly what Emily did. Emily, did you have a social media following before you started, or how have you been so good at social media, I guess?
So actually, I love telling people this because it can just show what consistency and like showing up with your journey can do. I started 80-Day Obsession in August in the test group, and I had 500 followers on Instagram. And now I have almost 14,000. And I don't use apps. I don't use any like algorithm tricks, like nothing. I literally just post. Like actually one of the biggest insults that I get in my inbox all the time, like, what app do you use? I'm like, what? No, this is all organic. I've never even thought about using an app. And they're like, well, what did you do? And I said, I showed up every single day, multiple times a day. And I feel like honestly what has really grown my Instagram is those transformations. I mean that because every time I post transformation, I get tons of engagement. I've had a few show up on the Explore page and get like even more. And I that's like what I always tell people is if you want to show up on the Explore page, which is just free marketing, post a transformation. Because I know for me back in college, I would go to the Explore page and look for fitness transformations to find motivation to work out. So if I was doing that, you know, like who else is doing that right now? So I just always just make sure that like my colors pop. I mean, I'm already pretty girly as it is, so I like pinks and lights and all of that. And I make things look super bright too. So you guys, you already know about this app, but my favorite app ever is Snapseed, and that's like inside secret. That's how I whiten my dog. So I have a Samoyed, and everyone's like, how's she so white? I'm like, filters. Like that's how I Snapseed her all the time. But that's like what keeps my pictures bright and catches people's attention in their eye. So like obviously making sure things are clear. And I mean, my Instagram, I only started about a year and a half ago. Yeah. So I would encourage you maybe go to my Facebook and look at my first photos. Like I cringe. Like I'm like, why would you ever think someone would want to look at that? It's blurry, you know, it's dark. So it has been a lot of learning for me. And my coach, I feel like, is really good at it. So that's how I learned. But if I've learned anything from my coach is like, you know, make sure that you really make sure your colors pop, and you're not just posting fitness. You know, you want to post your life. And I'm sure you guys have heard this, but think of 5 things that you are and stick with that. Like that's true. Like I've had people come to me for my dogs and then maybe a couple months later join my boot camp. So like mine is like dogs and hair and makeup and like fitness and a military spouse and all of that. So I have an audience from wherever. If, you know, people like come to, like it's rare that people are going to come just for fitness first, I think. And then like I'm also very open about my journey with infertility and miscarriage. I get so many women that come to me, and I never ever wanted to open that door or that conversation, but it's brought so many women. So I think being vulnerable and being about more than just fitness on social media is so important.
Do you ever get new coaches or people that come to you and they say, well, I'm afraid, or, you know, maybe their confidence isn't where yours is. What are some things that you suggest to newer coaches or prospective? Why can't I say that word? Prospects.
What are they scared about? I guess
being judged, you know, like the typical things that people like. I'm just curious what you would say to them. I'm very direct and tough love. So
yeah, no, I've learned to do that too. I'm like, well, one, I say like those people don't pay your bills, so why does their opinion matter? And if I told you that in 4 years you could be in my place making multiple 6 figures, top 10 coach in the company, if you just forgot about everyone else's opinions, would you do it? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. Okay, then do it. Because I'm honestly, you guys, I'm an introvert. I could be at home all day, never want to talk to a person ever. You know, I'm shy. And so like for me, that was my fear, like putting myself out there. But if my coach never said this to me in the past, but if she would have been like, family, you can earn multiple 6 figures in 4 years and be top 10 in the company. Do you want to get out of your comfort zone a little bit? Absolutely. Like, you know, so I just always tell them that. I'm like, what is the worst that could happen from this? From you just getting healthy, even if it's just you getting healthy, you don't build a business, then it's going to make me happy. So let's just like work on ourselves, and then the rest will follow. I just always put themselves first.
Is it okay if I keep asking you questions?
Yeah, I'd much rather do that.
Okay, cool. Whatever works for you. Tell me a little bit about how PD has shaped you as a coach, because I know for me that was huge. It's everything in my life. And when a coach hits a wall, when they get bummed out, and like, you haven't done your PD and they're crumbling. So tell me about PD for you.
You're gonna hate me. Like the one thing that I suck at, and my coach is always like not like pushing down my throat. She's like, I'm going to do your personal development. But honestly, like I find myself a really positive person, but there are times that I have to, dive into it. But I do, just not every day. So I love like the new Girl Wash Your Face. Love that one. And then obviously You're a Badass. But a lot of times, like if I'm busy, I'll like, while I'm getting ready, I'll listen to Gary Vee. He's my favorite ever. Because he's like, no excuses. Like, who cares if you have an excuse? Like, just work harder kind of attitude, which I just love. But I can't say the best.
No, it's actually perfect that you say that. And I'll tell you why, guys, because where I entered my Beachbody coaching journey, and from the very beginning, I was all in. Like I rank advanced pretty fast. I was making money pretty fast. And so I completely threw everything that I knew out the window because I lived a negative life. I lived an unhealthy life. I was not positive. I had to take every little wire and nerve in my brain and twist them and yank them out. And it was hard brain power work that most people aren't willing to do. And then there's people like Emily who come into this and they're at a stage in their life when they're just like, okay, I want this, I'm ready. And maybe she's had a little bit more of a mental transformation than I had. So not everyone has to, like, for me, I didn't learn from a training. Emily didn't feel like PD was the game changer for her. But I do know that the coaches who struggle and feel like I'm down, I'm discouraged, I'm not confident, I don't feel like I can be successful, that's when they need the PD. But if you're someone who's like, see you later, I'm going for it, maybe PD is part of your daily behaviors, but it's not your go-to. Sorry, you guys can probably hear my son having a meltdown right now. But Emily, when you enroll a new coach, I'm just hammering you with questions.
Oh.
Sorry. Is it like I add them to the team page, here's a welcome email, here's a training, and then like you converse with them? I doubt that you chase them because you have so many. So what does the relationship with your coaches look like?
So I like changed everything just like in February, and you can see what that did because like everything just happened after that. So I used to think I'd have like a fancy email and like all these videos for them to watch, and now, like, I just keep it so simple. Like, I know my coach still, like, sends emails, but she doesn't think that's working for her as well either. I was just getting responses. So now I just message them on Messenger. As soon as they sign up, I'm saying, join. I send them one link at a time. So I'm like, hey, join this group, like our boot camp. Let me know when you're done. Then I'll send them both of our team pages. Like, I don't want to overwhelm them right away. So, okay, join our team pages so they know what that is. And then I say, all right, are you ready for the game changer? Don't let this overwhelm you. Just take it one day at a time. I always remind them. And it's just this paragraph. And it says, cool, here's our team training. If I were you, I'd start here, take it one day at a time. Let me know if you have questions. My coach and I just put that together in January. And then I'll say, your first goal is to help 3 people sign up with the same package you just signed up. I mean, as long as they signed up with a challenge pack. And I just keep it simple. I don't say you need six Success Club points and all of that. I just say you just need to help 3 people sign up with what you just did. And a great place to start is with family and friends. Do you have any in mind? And like, that is it. And then I say, like, how do you feel about with that starting point? And they're like, great. And they leave and they go find those 3 people right away. So like, that's how I get people hitting Success Club, like right off the bat, at least get that 1 point. I don't know how many of y'all are ready for elite, but that's really important to get that 1 point. And I just keep it simple. Like I was talking to corporate the other day and they're like, I think that's what your secret is. You just, no fancy emails, nothing. It's just a paragraph saying, here you go. And I always like let them know that I'm there for them for whatever. I am very active in my team page, and you can kind of tell right away who's runners. In the past, I used to try to chase people because I thought they had potential. I was always wrong. I like all my diamonds honestly are all surprised me. There weren't people I was like signed up and like they're going to be diamond in a month, but they are. And so I can always tell who is going to really want this because they reached out to me first. And then I'll like give them my phone number and all that. And I actually started something new this year as well. And a way I keep track with like my top coaches or the people that really want this is little group text messages. So I have like the girls that have all the emeralds, but not the coaches in a little group chat. And there's only like 5. And then I have all the people that have all the coaches, but not the emeralds. They have a little group chat, and all my girls that want to be emerald, like that kind of thing. Just to keep it simple and like more intimate. And it's a lot easier to talk to 5 people once than it is like one person, 5 times. So that has been so helpful for me. Like, that was a recommendation I was given to by corporate, and I'm so glad I took it, because I literally had 3 diamonds pop in a week, and they were all in the same group chat. I don't think that was the coincidence. I really think that they feed off of each other.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I tried the success pods this year. I don't know if they worked out to the best, but we should probably try them again.
How many people do you have in them?
I think the most was 6 in one. So I had 4 is basically my coaches that were showing up, and yeah, so we tried.
Yeah, well, see, I did that at the beginning of the year too, though. I picked the people. I was like, oh, she's showing up. But I changed it. I went and looked at my back office, like, well, she has 6 coaches and she had Success Club last month. There you go. Like, that's how I picked my people. It wasn't what I thought anymore. And so I don't know if that's anything different than you do, but that seemed to help. I really failed at it in January. I'm not going to lie.
That's what's so awesome about this business is, like, for me, the emails work great. For Emily, it's the simple chat. And so I say this on like every single team call, guys. You will hear a million things in this business, and you can't sit there and say, what am I supposed to do? You make the executive decision and you say, you know what, I'm going to go with an email. It's in my gut. Or, I'm going to go with the success pod. You don't have to call them pods, but like the little message threads. Or you try a million things until you figure out what works.
4 years of it. I've tried it for 4 years. So
exactly. Okay, what other questions do you guys have for Emily? I don't know if you guys have been creeping on her, if you guys have any. I mean, this is a coach who is rocking the business, hitting Success Club. You hit Success Club what-ish every month, Emily?
Last month I hit 251.
She hit Success Club 251.
Yeah.
So she's already told us to show up and stay consistent. She's already said to share the journey, the vulnerable. She's told you to get results. Maybe let's talk about inviting. So do you give your new coaches scripts, or like before? I'm sure people are coming to you now in a different way. I'm sure you still invite, but for inviting purposes, tell me a little bit about that, I guess.
Yeah. So, I mean, I still invite because I want to be like, I want to show them Sweetie Leaders Be the Pack kind of thing. And I've noticed that the girls that I've invited to coaching are the ones that have no fear in inviting to coaching or like a boot camp because they were invited. And so obviously I have scripts for my girls just to use like when they talk to people, because I just show them what's worked for me. And then we'll switch out like scripts with each other as far as like inviting scripts. And I always like my biggest thing this year is everyone's like, how do we reach these big numbers and big goals? I've doubled every goal that I have. And so that's kind of been my mentality for this year and for my team. I'm like, okay, if you're trying to invite 20 people, you need to double that to 40. Like, we're not going to be an average team here, that's going to be comfortable. You have to get really uncomfortable. And so like one of my girls texted me the other day, she's like, I'm inviting like 40 and it makes me want to throw up. I'm like, good, make it 50, I feel like your goals should scare the crap out of you, like, honestly. And so I keep the invites so simple. Like, there was a girl the other day, I went to high school with her. I thought she'd be a great coach. She posted something of her working on Instagram stories, and all I said was, girl, why aren't you a coach yet? That's all I said. Like, nothing fancy, no one wants this huge paragraph of word vomit. They just want to know, like, and I feel like that's a compliment to people. Like, oh, wow, like, she thinks I would be good at this. And I learned that from Bonnie Engel. She said, if you invite someone to the coaching opportunity, compliment them and act like they're already one. So I think her script was like, obviously says something, introduce yourself, and was like, and are you a coach? I mean, have you ever thought about a coach? If you aren't one already. And it's such a simple, like, phrase, but that's a compliment, like, to some people, like, oh, well, if she thought I was a coach, then maybe I would be a good one. So for the coaching opportunity, I've always said, use Bonnie's words. And then also, I always let them know that I was afraid to ask, so that they know how much out of my comfort zone it was to reach out, so that they feel like special. And I'm telling you, the one I've used, like, the first time I used that, was on this girl named Taylor, and last one she had Success Cup 44, and she's like one coach from Diamond. Like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if I wouldn't have been invited, and she like signed up that night. So you just cannot be afraid to do it either. But as far as challenge, oh, wait, did you have a question?
I was just going to say, like, because we're reading Girl Watch Your Face. And when I saw that title and I saw the photo in the front, I was like, oh, I don't really feel like I need that book. Didn't even know what it was about.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't sleep, guys. Obviously, I have a newborn, but this business keeps me up at night. And I'm just like, I just want to change so many lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I just watch so many coaches stand in their way because they're not willing to ask someone, are you a coach? Would you love to be in my team? Because my job is awesome. And you guys love it so much. And I'm like, what else can I do to inspire them to just freaking do it?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you say that, I mean, you sound so much sweeter than I do when I say it. But it's just so true, guys. Like, I mean, now I get it. The girl wash her face. Just like tonight, when you go to bed, you're going to wash your face and you can decide to wake up tomorrow, like Emily has in March, and just go for it.
Yeah. It's never too late. It's never too late. You know, like I love telling people this because like I saw my coach's income last year in a sneak peek and I was like, oh, that would be nice. It's never going to be me. And then like I reached it this year, actually doubled it. Like, it's just, I would have never thought that, you know, it's just crazy to me what like this can like, there's a quote on like, that's floating around Instagram. It's like, you could hustle for like 4 years and the 5th year is when like the magic happens. And I'm proof of that. Like, I just didn't give up because my coach told me it would pay off and she was so right. And you mentioned Girl Wash Your Face and it reminded me of one of my favorite things that she put in there. I'm not very far in there yet, but she mentioned, and this reminded me of like how important being a product of the product is and showing up every day. She said, would you trust someone that you saw, you know, starting a new diet every Monday, eating cupcakes on Saturday when she said she started a diet on Sunday, whatever, would you trust her to help you with the diet? Or, you know, that diet's amazing? Probably not. But would you trust the girl that stuck with what she was doing, said she was going to run a marathon and did? You know, you would not only trust her with your fitness, but you're also trust her in so many other ways in your life. So like, I feel like that's what I'm kind of seeing with my coaches. They're trusting me with their fitness journeys, but they're also trusting me when I say coaching's amazing because they saw me be consistent in my fitness journey and, you know, not like lie about anything. Like I'm proof of it. And so I just love when she said like, something it's so true. We have to gain their trust first. And if you have to do it with your fitness journey, that's a great start.
We have some awesome questions that I want to ask you. Do you use the challenge tracker or Facebook groups for your challenge groups?
Facebook.
Facebook, me too. How much content do you write in advance versus in the moment?
Oh, it's all in the moment. I mean, sometimes like I'll, like, you know, I mentioned, I talk about my infertility journey a lot. And so sometimes if something's really on my heart, I'll like sleep on it and think about it that night and write it. But everything else is like right in the spot.
And I think that for the people who struggle with writing in the moment, one of two things. If you don't have feelings or emotions, you probably need PD. Because as soon as I read something, it strikes all these emotions and feelings and I write.
Yeah.
Or what was the other thing I was going to say? I don't know. It will come back to me. Number one, I don't remember what number two.
I feel like that's what makes you authentic on social media and genuine when people see it is when you write in the moment. Because it honestly, whenever I'm feeling something or going through something, I write about it right then and share it. Because I want people to know what's really going on in my life. And like sometimes I'll be like, oh, I don't know if I should post, but I'll just post it anyways. And it always ends up being like some of the best posts. So I think writing the moment is great. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I think the biggest mistake coaches make is trying to perfect everything. That was my mistake at the beginning. And now I just do it. Well, if I think about it, I do it. And that's my coach in my head saying, Emily, just like, honestly, like, I want to do this. And she's like, just freaking do it, Emily. I'm like, fine. So like now that's rubbed off on my coaches. Like it drives me crazy when they're like, I want to do a sneak peek. Okay, do it on Monday. Like, why are you even thinking about it? You're going to accomplish way more by just doing it instead of talking about it.
I was going to say that for the second thing, if you feel like you can't write in the moment, it's just because you're not willing to let your words flow. Because I know what's going on in your mind, all of you. I know that there's words and worries and disappointment and triumph and all these emotions, but you're just not willing to put it on paper or on social media.
Yeah.
So how do you balance your time, work-life balance? And I already know that you are in hustle mode right now. So you'll see her on her stories be like, I am a slave to my computer today. I'm getting back to all your emails, but then you also see her do the other things too. So I'll let you answer that.
Well, I had this message one time, and it got me thinking, because she was like, I don't think I could ever be a coach. You work too much. And I was like, wait. No. Like my first 3 years, I wasn't working this much. Honestly, my goals are so much different than they were last year. My goal last year wasn't anything. Never top 10 was never even my radar. And so, yes, now I'm working to like hard because I'm like the goals I have. But if your goals is just to like, bring in some extra money, you're not going to have to work so much. So I let people know that. I'm like, you don't have to work this hard. I didn't do that for the first 3 years, and I still made a great income. But I also make it known on my, like, before I was even top 10, I told my social media that was my goal. That made me want to throw up, because I'm like, great, now I have to do it. You know what I mean? But I think that was also cool because I saw it come to life. But so honestly, I don't really have a balance right now. My husband's downstairs, like, talking to my diamonds. But like, that's my goal this year. And my motto, and it's going to be on my team shirt this year at Summit, is don't let them work harder than you. I don't want to end this year knowing that I could have worked harder in any area, but I don't have kids right now, so that's just what I can allow for my life. So you really have to figure out like what you want to sacrifice. And for me, I don't have family here either because I'm a military spouse. We live in, but like my girlfriends want to hang out tonight, but I committed to this. So, you just have to figure out what your goals are. Mine are crazy, so I'm working like crazy.
I always get the question of, did your husband let you work hard? Because I sacrificed every moment with him for 2.5 years. And did he hate it? I'm sure. Like, my door was always closed, he would say. But that's a short-term sacrifice for what we have today, because I knew when I had a baby, I was going to be home with him or her. And so you guys have to know and communicate with your loved ones that, hey, I'm in hustle mode right now. And whatever your goals are, that your time should match it. Absolutely. That's an awesome answer, Emily.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting most of your challengers through Instagram or Facebook, or both?
I would say 80% Instagram and 20% Facebook.
Yeah, Instagram's a jam right now.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever experienced burnout? And if so, what do you think caused it? How did you move on?
Just like being overly exhausted?
Burnout, like just like, oh, I'm sick of work. I'm working.
Yeah, I have that. Like, but I also am like, I can't let them work harder than me. Like, am I tired, or am I just like what am I really feeling? So like today, if you follow me, I was having a bad day and I just wanted to go to bed. Honestly, I wanted to go take a nap and wake up in a better mood. And I was like, no, because that's not going to do anything. Like that's not going to get me anywhere close to my goals by going back to bed. So I don't know. I just always just remember that quote. I can't let them work harder than me. And that gets me hustling. Yeah. And sometimes I'll like look at, if you need to, you guys, like sometimes I'll look at like a coach I admire and like I let them like piss me off. I'm just like, oh, like why is she like ahead of me? You know what I mean? And then I'm like, okay, well, back to work, because like it gets me fired up. Like, I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it totally does. This is the analogy that got me to get over this question of burnout, because I would get that question all the time, is it's like an airplane. This is super corny, guys, but this is what helped me through that, is when you're sitting on the tarmac, whatever it's called, waiting for the plane to take off, they go really freaking fast. And then when you get up to speed, you guys feel the plane slow down. So she's in hustle mode right now. She is going and going and going after her goals. Not saying she's going to slow down, but she's going to take a moment and she's going to breathe and she's going to celebrate when she achieves her goals. And then she'll probably go right back to it. That's exactly how this journey is. You will get a break. You will have time, but you have to work on that self-discipline a little bit. If you've never worked on self-discipline to hustle and grind as an entrepreneur, not in any other job, because this is so different. That's why day one of our coach training is you are now a business owner, because it's very different. Moira, that is about to speak on our team call in a few weeks, she was the juice company owner, and she said, I had to do all the work, the payroll, the health inspection, the everything, and then I could become a Beachbody coach, and I just have to talk to people and help people. I don't have to ship anything. I don't have to do payroll for anyone. She's like, this is so much easier than being a true entrepreneur, brick and mortar business. So really see the opportunity that you guys have. Yeah. What do you do when people ghost on you, Emily, if they don't get back to you?
I let them ghost. I move on. Like, I never get comfortable. I never rely on a link to go through. I just always hustle like they're gonna ghost me. And then if they come through, great. Sometimes people ghost me one month and I'm like, and then they come through the next month when I really need them. So I don't really get discouraged by that, just because I know that, like, as long as I stay consistent, then they're going to come back around. But if you give up right away, then you're not giving them anything to join. And also, like, if people ghost me, I'm like, they're not ready. And I don't want people in my groups that aren't ready, because they're not going to succeed, and then it's going to look bad on me. So, I mean, I always check back in with them and follow up, but I used to get so discouraged when people would say no or not message me back. I'm like, no, like, to me, if I want something, I'm going to do whatever I can to get there. And so I know that's the same for them. Like, if they really want to lose that 20 pounds or really, want the results, they're not going to care, about, like, maybe a glitch in the website or, whatever. I just always, like, my coaches sometimes will get upset, like, oh, this person is so upset about this. I'm like, and then they returned it. Well, they didn't really want it then. They're not going to, like, get pissed off their containers didn't come in the in the box and quit. When you really want something, you're going to do whatever you can to get there. So just let them ghost you. They're going to come back around.
Yeah. And just note, guys, she did say that she follows up. And let me ask you this. This is like a burning question. And then we'll take a couple more questions if you guys have them, and then I'll let you go. How awesome that your hubby is talking your diamonds and stuff too, by the way.
He just brought me dinner.
Oh, hey, top job. He's taking care of my son.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, are you organized? Like, people are like, how do you stay organized? I'm not organized. And I'm just like, if I could show you, I can't take my desktop and show you my life right now, but let's talk about that.
So I'm probably the most unorganized person ever. My husband actually, like, not 20 minutes, but like an hour ago, was like, you are so unorganized. I'm like, then hire someone to organize my life, because I don't have time to. And so, like, you guys, my biggest goals are on sticky notes, like right here. And then my diamonds are laid out on sticky notes on my desk. And then, like, the ones I'm shooting for next, you know what I mean? So it's like, just keep it simple. And I admire Melanie Mitro. Like, I saw her in the office, and she, like, explained all of her, like, graphs and all that. I'm like, oh my God, I have to do that. But you don't. Like, just do what works for you. If that works for you, great. But I think, like, you have to find what works for you. Don't try to be like another coach. And, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think. There's nothing special that I do. I'm a pen and paper person. And so, every day, something that I do actually is I will write a list of stuff that I have to do, even if that's like marinating my salmon for dinner. I'll put everything on that list to make sure that I don't miss anything. And at the end of the day, I feel so accomplished. So that's like, and then I just throw that piece of paper away and start over the next day. So I just keep it so simple. I feel like there was another question in that you asked and I forgot.
I was just saying, like, how do you organize? Do you do pen and paper for your people you invite, talk to, conversations? How do you keep that organized?
Yeah. So I learned this from another coach. She gets like a piece of paper, and she'll, like, number all the way down the bottom, and that's how many invites she sends in a day. And so that's what I do. And she writes every single name, so you actually, like, know who you're inviting. And that's what my team does. And then I'm trying to think what else. Like, I keep my groups, obviously, to keep track of people, and I will, like, message them all, like, once in a while, and just see how they're doing, if they're, like, especially quiet in the group. And I like doing the polls just to see how everyone's feeling. Like, I don't know, I just, again, keep it so simple. I don't have any special things. One thing that I do, though, that has really helped me, because I know you guys were shocked about the Success Club numbers. What has really helped me with that is every day I will come upstairs and I have my planner, and I will write the Success Club points that I had on that day. And my goal is to wake up to a new number, even if it's 2 points. Like, I won't, like, go to bed without my invite set. And so it keeps me very organized to know if I'm on track to have a successful like as I was last month. And so I can see, like, where I was at the 5th of this last month, and so on and so forth. And so you can see in my planner every single day there's a new Success Club number. And that has really helped me push myself. I'm a very, like, visual, and, like, I like to compete with myself, basically. And then at the beginning of every month as well, I will just take these 3 sticky notes And it's my success club goal, my recruitment goal, and like how many spots on the elite board. I mean, I want to move up. That's it. I don't look into numbers too much, or, I just do what I'm doing and inspire my team to do the same exact thing.
I love that you're in your team page a lot. I'm all about human connection too and team culture. Like if I don't have people talking to me in the team page, I'm like, where is everyone?
But even like some of my girls that have been around for 4 years with me, they're like, in January, like, I cannot believe how much the culture has changed in the team page. Like they noticed it and now they're on fire again. And so I think it's really important.
Make sure you guys realize that she has been a coach for 4 years. Most people give up in their first month, 6 months, year and a half. And then if they get to 3 years, they're like, I'm not successful. Yeah. I need you guys to believe and know that your journey doesn't have to be mine. It doesn't have to be Emily's, but you've seen every example. You've seen everything in this business. I've had every guest speaker in the world on this team call. You guys can go back and watch all of them. They're all on my YouTube channel. But anything is possible. I don't know who that was. It wasn't your name in the chat box who said that you've been a coach for 5 years. You must be one of my coaches if you've been a coach for 5 years. So I actually am going to talk about this in next week, Stacey, in our recruiting workshop, but I'd love Emily to answer this. What's your method of finding people to connect with on Instagram? I'm a newbie to the Instagram world and I've done a lot of trainings, but I feel like a portion of the people I come across are business owners or MLMs.
Yeah. So we all know like hashtags are important. I don't use them as much anymore, but I will look at them. And so what I do if like I see like almost, you kind of see like that kind of the same faces like in your photos, not the same, but once in a while you'll see a familiar face. And I did this last night and I'll go to that person's Instagram and look at their followers or the people that they follow. Because we're kind of like the same tribe, right? They're very supportive of me. So they are interested in this. So the people that they follow and probably follow them are a lot like me. So I find people that way. Hashtags, I feel like we all know this, but I'll repeat it. I don't look at just fitness and Beachbody and Shakeology because everyone and their mom is hashtagging that. So like I look up Husky and Samoyed, which is my 2 dogs, or military spouse or whatever. And so I keep it as far away from fitness as possible, but I like want to like relate to someone on a different level first. I've also heard like the locations help a lot. If you search locations, Disney World, go there, look for new people. I mean, if you love Disney World, that kind of thing. So I feel like, just again, keep it simple. Go off of the people that are already following you or engaging in your stuff. Start there because those are going to be the people that are most like you.
Awesome tip. My tip for you guys is, I wish you could always like see what I'm looking at. Can you guys see that beach picture? Okay, this girl's a nice butt. She's on the beach. She's wearing a cute bikini. That's the kind of photo that I literally go double tap and I like it because I'm like, she's awesome. She's sexy. She's cool. And then this photo has 507 likes. I can go through those people and I will be able to see people like me for sure. So is it tedious? Yes, but that's the kind of grind and hustle you have to do in the beginning to create a following and make authentic connections. Find a brand or there's a lot of like girls that are Vans models that I follow, and then I'll go look at the people who comment on their photos and things like that. There's some photographers I follow. So Instagram isn't just about, hey, I made an awesome post, I did an Instagram story, I hashtagged, I posted a transformation, where's all my people at? It's really about you getting out there and doing the legwork to find people to connect with. And that's how I've grown. I mean, I'm almost to 10,000, I'm so close to 10,000. But that's how I've been able to do it, is going out there and finding people, liking, commenting. And here's the key, guys, sending them an authentic, happy, positive, hi, hello kind of message. So, how long do you wait to reach out to your dream girls who you start following? Awesome question, Kiana. High five.
Me or you? Oh, okay. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like it's different for every person. Some people I'll just go straight to because I'm like, I don't want to waste any time. They'd be amazing at this, and I've had really good luck with that too. But I'll follow them, like their stuff once in a while, and probably I feel like the longest I've given it is just like a couple weeks. But yeah, I'm not trying to waste time.
I love it. She keeps saying she's simple. She's simple.
I'm probably the most simple person you know.
I think because you're not an overthinker, you're not stressing about it. You're just like you're not worried about the outcome. What if they say no? What if they say yes? Da, da, da. You're just like, let's see what happens. And
Yeah.
that's a great mentality.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a great question, Kiana. I would say too, and I just hope you guys don't mind me chiming in because this is stuff that I'm passionate about too. But when I find dream girls, sometimes I am straightforward. Sometimes I'll follow them and just kind of chat with them. Sometimes I'll invite them to, these girls that are posting like pictures of their acai bowls and things like that. I'm like, you're already basically a health influencer.
Mm-hmm.
But I always make sure that my social media is in check for that day because that girl is going to go to my stories and my profile and she's going to see what I'm all about. So that's why I really try to hone in with you guys with your posts and staying consistent, showing results, and really having fun with your photos. So, yeah. Okay, last chance for Emily. I know she's busy.
Ask me anything.
She's like, I need to eat this food.
No, it's fine. I think if I just could leave you all with anything, it's just like, just don't like think it can't happen to you, and don't think that you don't deserve like success. Cause I felt like I did that for my first 3 years. I'm like, oh, my coach is a rock star. My coach is Ashley Molstad. You guys, she ended number 2 last year. And, I've known her, I don't know, for 8 years. And I always looked at her and I was like, oh, she's 5-star elite, top 10. Cool. I'll never be that. And that was serious. And I told my husband that the other day. I actually said this. I said, oh my God, top 10 was just never on my radar. And he's like, maybe that was your first problem. And I was like, oh, like that's such a good point. I just never dreamed big enough. So I just stayed comfortable. And I always tell my coach, like, just don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable at diamond. Don't get comfortable at 2-star. Like, I double my goals every month now. Like my goal at the beginning of the year was SC 100. I texted Ashley and she said, you're making that goal because you're comfortable and you can reach it. Make it 200. And I was like, and then my goal was 5-star, doubled it to 10-star and so on. So I just feel like you just really need to like get out of your comfort zone, have goals that make you want to throw up. Like if you need like goals, ask your coach. I'm sure she'd give you some. And then you're probably gonna want to punch her in the face too. But that's good because they need to scare you. And because that's what's going to get you out of bed in the morning. And I don't know, I'm very visual, so I will like put numbers everywhere. Like before I was even top 10, I took a picture of me holding a top 10 sticky note next to a new headshot that I just got. And I have grease on the back of my phone. Like, just have reminders everywhere so that you just, when things are hard, not to give up. Because I wanted to quit so many times.
It is hard. This job is extremely hard.
Yeah.
Actually, my post tonight's going to be, I don't sell wine because it's easy. I don't sell things that smell good like oils. I sell the hard things that really no one wants to do, like a workout and things like that. And it's really the hardest job ever, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much, Emily. I know that you were I just fired off a million questions and you were so helpful. So we are rooting for you. I already know that you're going to crush it from everything that you told us tonight. And I'm going to continue to stalk you and keep showing your dogs. I love your dogs.
Yes. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Have a great night, girl. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.